was looking at how fossil fuels were financed in Ireland and looking at natural gas in particular, because natural gas is undergoing quite large expansion in Ireland at the moment. When we started looking into the different cases, what we found was that they wouldn't be going ahead if it weren't for substantial state finance. By positioning natural gas at the centre of Ireland's transition, we're putting industry's interests at the heart of what needs to be a holistic social and ecological transformation to a zero emissions economy, and that in doing so basically the profits associated with extracting fossil fuels are privatised and the risks are socialised. According to the World Trade Organization, a subsidy is a financial contribution by a government or public body that confers a benefit. However, despite this framework provided by the World Trade Organization, there is no international consensus on how subsidies should be measured, when subsidies should be measured, and it makes it really challenging for researchers to identify how governments are progressing and phasing out fossil fuel subsidies. It makes it really difficult to compare across countries how governments are performing. Like the United Nations Framework Convention for Climate Change has never discussed subsidies, even when they've dealt with climate finance. The International Energy Agency reports that fossil fuels are subsidised by $400 billion per year. The Organisation of Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, has estimated it at $340 billion per year. And then the International Monetary Fund has said that we subsidise fossil fuels to the tune of $5.2 trillion per year. So the atmosphere really doesn't care about the precision of our legalese, like whether or not we call it a subsidy. If we are making the economics of fossil fuel production and extraction more attractive, we're getting it wrong. Subsidies are not inherently bad. Public energy is a really good thing, and if we're going to successfully transition to a zero emissions economy, we need much more of it. Particularly in Ireland, Ireland's energy grid is publicly owned. To be sure, I suppose that we're working towards securing energy as a right and not just kind of privatising or removing state intervention from the energy system. This report focuses on producer subsidies, and the cases in particular shouldn't have any impact on prices for consumers, but nonetheless it is really important, if we're talking about removing producer subsidies, that we do so in a way that doesn't make consumers more vulnerable to energy poverty.